my name is Esther and welcome to this morning's stretch class. I'm just going to be going through a few stretches and movements to wake you up for the day, starting with upper body, moving down through to our lower backs, and then we're going to do a little bit of stretching for our legs as well. We're going to start off in standing and then we're going to move onto the mat and do a few bits lying down as well. So first of all, just make sure you've got a nice equal distance between your feet so your feet are hip width apart. Try not to lock your knees out so you get a nice soft bend with your knees. And then we're just going to start off just rolling those shoulders backwards, nice and gently. So just try and imagine those shoulder blades sinking down into the middle of your back as you do so. Each time, try and feel those muscles relaxing through your neck and shoulders, just gently waking them up. Good, and then just let those shoulder blades sink down into the middle of your back, and we're just going to stretch down the sides of your neck a little bit. So we're just going to take your left ear over to your left shoulder, gently stretching down the side of your neck as you do so, and then come back to the middle, and then we'll go over to the other side. Good, and we're just going to repeat this a few times on each side. Try not to move into any discomfort, just go to a range that's comfortable for you. And gradually ease into that stretch a little bit further each time you go over. And one more to this side, and then back to the middle. And just let those shoulders relax back and down. And next we're just going to let those arms float up to the horizontal. And now we're going to open up this right arm, twisting through the middle of our back as we do so, and then bringing it back to the middle. And then we're just going to do the same with the left arm. So we're just opening up through that chest, getting a nice rotation through the middle of our back, whilst trying to keep our hips pointing towards the front of the room. So try and push your right hip forward as you open that right arm back, and do the same with the left hip. So push that left hip forward as you open that left arm back, and you should get that nice stretch across the middle of your back. And again, same principle, just gradually increase the movement a little bit as you move into that stretch. And just do one more each side. Good. And then we're just going to come into some circumduction. So exactly the same principle, but we're going to circulate this arm back and round like we're doing a nice big backstroke, and back to the middle. And you can follow that hand with your eyes as you come round. Good, and again, same principle, trying to keep those hips still. You're getting a little bit of rotation through that back, but as well as trying to mobilise those shoulders at the same time. Just go to what's comfortable for you. So if you haven't quite got the range in your shoulder, you can easily make the movement a little bit smaller. Good, and we'll just do one more on each side. Back to the middle, and then just let those arms relax down, give them a little bit of a shake, and then we're just going to stretch down towards our opposite foot a little bit. So for this, I just want you to take a slightly wider stance, point those feet towards that tense tube position, and then we're going to bring the right arm up to the horizontal, and then we're going to take it across the diagonal towards our left foot, giving yourself a nice stretch down the back of your hamstrings and into your lower back as you do so. And back down, and do the same on the other side, up to the horizontal and across the diagonal. So we're just starting to stretch through your lower back and down the backs of your legs through this stretch. It's a lovely whole body stretch because it gives you nice rotation, as well as feeling that stretch throughout your body. Good, and we're just going to do a few more of these. Again, just go to what's comfortable for you. It doesn't matter if you can't reach your toes. Just try and aim in the direction of your toes. As long as you're feeling a stretch down the back of your leg, that's absolutely fine. Good, and one more. Good, and bring those arms back down. And we're just going to come into a mermaid stretch now. So we're going to take the right hand up to the ceiling, and then reach it over towards the opposite side of the room, over to that side. Back up to the middle, and then let that arm come back down, and do the same on the other side. Reach it up and over. I want you to imagine that someone's pulling your hand towards the opposite side of the ceiling as you do so. So you get that lovely stretch going down the side of your arm and down the side of your body, all the way down to your hip. You can just gently glide that other hand down the outside of your thigh as you do so. Same principle, only go to what's comfortable for you, so don't go too far. You can gently increase the stretch as you do so. Just do a few more of these. It's a nice one to do in the morning. Good, and one more. And over, and then just relax those arms down. Bring those feet back to that hip width position, and we're just going to do some stretching going down to touch our toes, and then we'll progress on to lying on the mat, okay? So we're just going to gently glide our hands down our thighs, down our shins, try and touch your toes, and then gently come back up again. So we're just having a little bend down to touch our toes. You can have a little bend in your knees if you want to. So I'll just show you from the side. My knees aren't totally straight as I go down. Small bend. Reach down and touch your toes, and then just gently come back up again. So again, it doesn't matter if you can't touch your toes straight away, or if you can't touch your toes at all. As long as you're feeling a bit of a stretch down the back of your legs and into your lower back, that's absolutely fine. Good, and we're just going to do one more of these, and then we're going to come down onto the mat. So as you glide those hands down, reach into that stretch a little bit more, pause in that position, and then you can gently bend your knees and come down onto the mat, okay? And from there, we're actually just going to go into a child's pose stretch. So now you're sitting nicely on your heels. I want you to just gently glide your hands towards the other end of the mat until you feel a nice stretch in your lower back. And just hold and relax into that position. And from there, I just gently want you to take your hands over to the left side, and you'll feel a bit more of a stretch on the right side of your body. Hold in that position, and then ease them back towards the middle, and do the same over to the right side, and you'll feel a stretch deepen down the left side of your lower back. And gently come back to the middle again. And then we're just going to ease up out of that stretch and just relax those shoulders back and down. And then we're going to slowly lie ourselves down onto our backs. Now you can put a little cushion or a pillow or a towel behind your head. I haven't got one at the moment. It's up to you, whatever's more comfortable for you. Come down onto your back, and from there we're just going to straighten that left leg out and just bring that right knee towards your chest. I want you to gently rock that knee backwards and forwards. And you should get a little bit of a stretch through those bottom muscles and a little bit into that lower back as well as giving that hip a little bit of a mobilization. So just gently rock that backwards and forwards. And then as you ease that knee away, I just want you to bring it across your body a little bit more so you feel that stretch going through your bottom muscle. Try to keep your hips flat on the mat as you do this, and keep your shoulders relaxed down as well. So gently pause into that stretch and then ease away, and have a little pause in the middle and come back into it again. Hold that stretch, try and go a little bit further and back out. And again, into that stretch, pause and back out. Good. And then we're going to straighten that leg out and do the same on the other side. So just gently bring that knee up towards your chest and just hug it backwards and forwards. Good. See, again, on this side you should just feel a little stretch going through the lower back, giving your hip a bit of a wiggle and a mobilization. And then just ease off that stretch and bring that knee across the diagonal. You should feel a nice stretch through that bottom muscle. And then ease off again. And back across your body. Into that stretch. And ease off. Good. One more, across that body. Into that stretch. And ease off. Good. And while we're on this leg, I just want you to then go into a nice hamstring stretch. So we're going to straighten that leg up into a hamstring stretch. Keep your hand behind your thigh to support your leg, and try and straighten that knee until you feel a comfortable stretch down the back of your leg. Hold that position. Doesn't matter what position your foot's in. And just gently bend that knee, have a little rest, and then take it back up again. Good. Bend that knee, and then once more back up into that stretch. Good. Bend that knee, and then you can straighten that leg back out, and we'll do the hamstring stretch on the other side. So hands behind your left thigh, and straighten that leg up into that stretch. Feel that nice stretch down the back of your leg. Try and relax into it if you can. And then bend that knee. Relax, come back up into that stretch. So it doesn't matter if your leg's down here, okay, as long as you can feel a stretch, that's fine. Your leg doesn't have to be at a 90-degree angle to your hip. And your foot can be in a relaxed position as well. And bend and pause, and back up again. Good. Relax into that position. Bend the knee, and then I want you to just bring that knee to the chest, and then lift your other one up as well, and gently rock both knees backwards and forwards. And you should feel an increased stretch through that lumbar spine and into your bottom muscles as well. It should feel quite nice. I'll just do a few more of these. 2, 3, good. And then I want you to place both feet down on the mat. Keep those knees and ankles together. Nice neutral spine if you can. I want you to imagine your knees and your feet are stuck together with sticky tape. And we're just going to gently start to rock those knees from side to side. Gradually increasing your range as you go over with repetitions. So you should start to feel a nice stretch across the diagonal of your lower back. And the aim is to try and get those knees closer and closer towards the floor, keeping those shoulder blades flat on the mat. Your hips are allowed to come off the mat, so you get a nice stretch, but I want you to try and keep those shoulders relaxed down on the mat as you do so. Good. So as you creep those knees down towards the floor, that stretch should increase. And then if you want to increase that stretch a little bit further, we can add a little bit of a leg extension to the stretch. So as the knees come down to the left side, I want you to straighten that top leg to increase that stretch through the lower back. Only do this if you're comfortable. If not, just stick with the rocking the knees from side to side. And we'll do the same on the other side. Take those knees over. And as those knees come down towards the floor, you can then straighten that top leg into that nice diagonal stretch. And then bring the ankles back together and knees back home. We're just going to do that once more on each side. Into that nice stretch. Good. And you don't have to rush through this movement either. Take it nice and slow at your own pace. Good. So we're going to do this last one. We're going to bring the knees back together. Straighten those legs out. Take your hands up over your head and just have a nice stretch in either direction. Imagine someone's putting your hands and your feet in opposite directions. And then you can relax and have a sit up in whichever way is comfortable for you. And then I just want you to bring your legs so they're straight out in front of you, hands resting on your thighs. And we're going to just stretch those hamstrings a little bit further, but in a seated position. So I just want you to gently glide those hands down your shins towards your feet, and your head should head towards your knees. And you should get a nice stretch down the back of your legs and into your lower back as you do this. And then glide back up again. And we're going to go down again, into that stretch. And hold, and come back up. And we're just going to do this 4 more times. Each time you go down, I want you to try and push a little bit further into that stretch. Now you're a little bit warmer, you should feel a little bit more flexible after having done those exercises on the mat. So we'll just do 2 more. Try and touch those toes. And up. And the last one, all the way down. And back up. Good. And then just relax those shoulders back and down. And from here, we're actually going to come back up into a standing position. We're going to go through a downward dog stretch first. So you can only do this stretch if you want to. If not, you can just skip on to the next one. So to come into that downward dog stretch, I want you to come onto all fours and make sure those toes are tucked underneath you. And from there, I want you to just push your bottom up into the air, pushing those hands away from you and trying to get those heels down towards the floor. And you should be looking between your legs. And from there, we're just going to do some gentle ankle pumps to try and increase the stretch through those calf muscles. So nice and gently, trying to work those heels down towards the mat each time. So we'll just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then try and get both heels down at the same time towards the mat. Hold that stretch. And from there, if you can, walk your hands back towards your feet and then nice and gently have a stand up, let your head equalise, don't come up too quickly, and then come back into the middle of the mat. Those shoulders a bit of a roll, take a nice deep breath. And then we're just going to bring those arms up to the horizontal, rotate them and do a nice big sweeping breaststroke behind your body. Link your hands together, stretch them behind and just gently look down towards the floor, and you should get a nice stretch through your upper neck and shoulders. Bring your head back up, relax, roll those shoulders, and again I'll show you from the side. Bring your hands up to the middle, rotate those arms, sweep them behind you, link them together and just push them down, and then you can look down towards the mat. Just feel that nice stretch. Good. And back to the middle. Push shoulders a bit wrong. We're just going to take both hands up to the ceiling, stretch as high as you can, and then just take them down to the side. And one more, hands up to the ceiling, stretch as high as you can, and down to the side. And relax those arms down. Take a nice deep breath in, and out through your mouth. Good, and we're all done. So thank you for watching my morning stretch session done from here in my own home, and hopefully we'll be posting more sessions to come in the near future. Thanks very much. Bye.